Listen to me. Before you were ever born, before your heart ever beat for the first time, before you ever cried your first tear or felt your first heartbreak, God had already written your love story. You see, you're out here searching, stressing, scrolling, wondering, Lord, when will it be my turn? But what you don't understand is it's already done. God has already made the choice. You don't have to chase who's yours. You just have to prepare for what's coming. The enemy wants to distract you with counterfeits, delays, and disappointments, but I came to tell somebody today what God has ordained. No devil in hell can destroy. Oh, you think you're waiting on them? No, no, no. No, they're waiting on you to become the person God has called you to be. Because the moment you step into your purpose, your partner will recognize you. Some of you are praying for a person, but God is preparing you for a promise. The problem isn't when they'll come. The question is, will you be ready when they do? So buckle up. Because by the time this message is over, you're going to stop worrying, stop comparing, and start trusting, because your love story has already been chosen, already been written, and already been blessed by the hand of God. God's timing is not like our timing. We live in a world that moves fast, swiping, scrolling, searching, hoping to find love on our own terms. But God operates on a divine schedule that doesn't bend to human impatience. When He says the right person is coming, it means they're already chosen, already set apart, and already being prepared, just like you are. The delay you feel isn't denial, it's divine alignment. You may think God has forgotten about you, but while you're waiting, He's working. He's orchestrating conversations, moments, and seasons to make sure everything falls into place at exactly the right time. You can't rush what's divine. You can't manipulate what's miraculous. Sometimes God will intentionally hold back that relationship because He knows you still need healing, growth, or spiritual maturity. If He gave it to you too early, you might not have the strength to keep it. When you try to get ahead of God, you risk stepping outside His covering. The waiting season may feel lonely, but it's holy ground. It's where God shapes your heart to receive what He's prepared. Remember, Adam didn't go searching for Eve. He didn't chase love. He rested in purpose. And while Adam rested, God worked. He prepared Eve and brought her to Adam in His divine timing. That's how God moves. He aligns paths when both hearts are ready. When it's God's time, there won't be confusion, competition, or chaos. There will be peace. There will be clarity. There will be divine confirmation that this is the one heaven chose for you. So stop comparing your timeline to others. Your story is not delayed, it's being designed. God doesn't make you wait to punish you. He makes you wait to perfect you. Every moment of patience is a step toward the promise. Every unanswered prayer is a setup for the right answer at the right time. Trust that God hasn't forgotten your desire for love. He's refining it. When His timing unfolds, it won't just be love, it'll be destiny. It won't just be a relationship, it'll be ministry. Because when God's timing meets your readiness, nothing can stop what He has already chosen for you. Before God reveals your life partner, He prepares you for the responsibility that comes with love. Many people are asking God for the one, but aren't yet ready to become the one someone prayed for. Preparation always comes before revelation. God won't give you a promise that your character can't sustain. He's more interested in your development than your desire. That's why sometimes it feels like he's silent, not because he's ignoring you, but because he's working on you. He's shaping your patience, deepening your faith, healing your wounds, and teaching you how to love without conditions. Before Ruth met Boaz, she was faithful in the field. Before Esther met the king, she went through a season of preparation. God uses hidden seasons to polish your heart and sharpen your spirit. If he brought your partner too soon, you might not recognize them because your eyes would still be focused on the past. That's why God often isolates you, not to punish, but to position you. He removes distractions so he can refine your vision. You're not waiting for love. Love is waiting for you into the person who can carry it with grace and wisdom. When you start walking in purpose, everything begins to align. You start attracting people who reflect your growth, not your pain. The more you draw closer to God, the more you begin to mirror his love, patient, kind, forgiving, and pure. That's the kind of heart God can trust with another soul. The right partner won't be a reward for your waiting. They'll be a reflection of your preparation. So don't waste your single season wishing it away. Build yourself spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Learn how to pray for someone before they arrive. Learn how to communicate with love, how to handle disappointment, how to serve with humility, because when God finally reveals the one he's chosen for you, they won't complete you, they'll complement you. You'll meet them not as a half, looking for another half, but as a whole person ready to walk in covenant. Preparation is not punishment. It's proof that God trusts you with something sacred. When you're prepared, revelation is inevitable, and God never reveals what he hasn't first refined. Before the covenant comes, counterfeits will always appear. The enemy studies your desires and weaknesses. He knows exactly what kind of distraction to send to pull you away from your destiny. Just because someone looks right, talks right, and feels right doesn't mean they're God's choice. Counterfeits often come wrapped in charm, but lack spiritual depth. They can mimic connection, but can't sustain covenant. That's why discernment is vital. If you don't have discernment, you'll mistake emotional excitement for divine confirmation. The devil will always try to send a good thing before God releases the right thing. Counterfeits appear to test your heart and expose what still needs healing. They reveal whether you're drawn by purpose or by pressure. God allows these encounters not to break you, but to teach you. Every false connection sharpens your spiritual senses and reminds you that not every open door is a divine one. Sometimes God will let the wrong one show up so you'll recognize the right one when they come. Discernment doesn't come from feelings, it comes from fellowship with God. When your spirit is aligned with his, you'll feel unrest when something isn't right, no matter how good it looks on the surface. The enemy's tactic is imitation. He sends distractions that look like destiny, hoping you'll settle too soon. That's why patience and prayer are your greatest weapons. Don't rush what God has already secured. A counterfeit will pull you away from purpose, but the one God sends will push you toward it. A counterfeit drains your peace, but the right one multiplies it. When someone is truly sent by God, their presence won't confuse your spirit. it will confirm it. Discernment protects destiny. You must guard your heart, not just from pain, but from premature promises. Some people are meant to teach you, not marry you. Some relationships are for growth, not forever. When you start valuing your calling more than your craving, you'll stop settling for less than divine. Don't be afraid to let go of what's not from God. Every counterfeit you release makes room for the covenant He's preparing. Stay patient, stay prayerful, and stay discerning, because the one chosen for you will never compete with your peace. They'll complete your purpose. Purpose is the magnet that draws divine partnership. When you start walking in what God created you to do, the right person will recognize you by your calling, not just your appearance. Love built on purpose lasts because it's rooted in destiny, not emotion. Many people spend years chasing relationships, but when you chase God, the right relationship begins to chase you. Alignment happens when two people walking toward God cross paths on the same journey. You don't have to force it, fake it, or fear it. When your purpose is clear, your partnership will be too. Adam didn't go looking for Eve. He was busy working in his God-given assignment. It was while he was serving his purpose that God said, "It is not good for man to be alone." That's when God brought Eve to him. Purpose always precedes partnership. When you're distracted, you attract distractions. But when you're focused on destiny, you attract people who are walking in the same direction. The right person won't interrupt your purpose. They'll inspire it. They won't compete with your calling. They'll complement it. Purpose attracts what's aligned, not what's available. If you're unsure why the wrong people keep showing up, check your focus. Are you chasing validation or vision? When you start prioritizing purpose, God starts filtering who has access to you. He knows who can handle your anointing and who would waste it. Your partner will not pull you away from God's plan. They'll pull you deeper into it. They'll pray with you, believe with you, and build with you, because their spirit will recognize your assignment. The world says, find someone who makes you happy. God says, find someone who makes you holy. That's what true alignment looks like. Two people pushing each other closer to Christ while pursuing what He's called them to do. When you live in purpose, you'll realize that you don't have to manipulate love. You just have to move in obedience. God knows exactly when and where your paths will intersect. So don't chase people, chase purpose. Don't pursue chemistry at the expense of calling. When you walk in what God created you for, He will send who He created for you. Purpose doesn't just attract partnership, it protects it. When God joins two people together, no force on earth or in hell can separate them. A divine connection is not built on feelings alone. It's founded on covenant. Feelings may fade, seasons may shift, but a relationship rooted in God will stand firm through every storm. When God orchestrates a union, He builds it on purpose, prayer, and promise. What He joins together is sealed with His authority, and that seal is unbreakable. People may misunderstand it, the enemy may attack it, but what's been ordained by heaven cannot be undone by man. True love isn't just about compatibility, it's about calling. When God brings two people together, He does it for a greater mission. Your marriage becomes a ministry, a testimony of His faithfulness. That's why it's so important to let God write the story. If you manipulate it, you'll have to maintain it. But when God authors it, he also sustains it. When you allow him to be the foundation, every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow, not a reason to quit. The world may say relationships fail, but in God's design, covenant endures. The enemy will always try to break what God has built. He'll use confusion, temptation, and fear to create division. But when both hearts are anchored in Christ, no weapon formed against that union will prosper. A God-ordained relationship is covered in prayer, grace, and strength. It doesn't mean it will be perfect, but it will be protected. When two people commit not just to each other, but to God, they become unshakable. So if you're waiting for your God-chosen partner, remember this truth: what God ordains cannot be stolen. You don't have to fight for it, force it, or fear losing it. The one God has for you is secured by his promise. And when that person enters your life, you'll know it's different, not because it's easy, but because it's divine. There will be peace where there used to be pressure. There will be purpose where there used to be confusion. Love built by God doesn't compete with your faith. It completes your destiny. When God joins hearts, it's not just romance, it's revelation. It's heaven's signature on your story, written to last for eternity. So when you look back over everything we've talked about, you begin to see that love, real love, is not a guessing game, it's a God move. Your life partner isn't something you have to chase or compete for. They are already chosen, already being prepared, already woven into the fabric of your destiny. Every waiting season, every heartbreak, every prayer you've whispered through tears, it all has purpose. God has been using every delay to shape you, to protect you, and to position you for what he's already ordained. Stop worrying about who hasn't arrived yet and start thanking God for what he's building in you right now. Because when you become who God called you to be, you'll naturally attract who he has called to walk beside you. You won't have to beg for love, manipulate timing, or prove your worth. The one meant for you will recognize you by your purpose, not your pain. And when they come, you'll understand why it took so long. You'll see that God was never late. He was right on time. The one he sends will speak your spirit's language, match your faith, and multiply your peace. Together, you won't just share love, you'll share mission, ministry, and meaning. So trust God's process. Trust his plan. Trust that he hasn't forgotten you. The same God who created the stars and named them one by one has already written your love story with precision and care. It's not falling apart. It's falling into place. Keep praying, keep growing, keep believing, because one day soon you'll look back and say, it was worth the wait. And when you hold the hand of the one God chose for you, you'll know deep in your soul, this isn't luck, this isn't chance, this is destiny. God has already chosen your life partner, and no power, no delay, no distraction can stop what he has already blessed.